Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Conscious Coaching Conversation. My name is Divya Martin. I'm the head of client and community engagement at Shenomics, and I have with me my colleague and partner in these conversations, Manisha Singh, who heads the coaching for Shenomics. This month at Shenomics, what we're focusing on as a theme is what mindful communication means, what it represents to each individual, and also how does one become a mindful communicator. Just based on that theme, there's so much that we can talk about. But before we start off anything else, Manisha, when we say, or when a person says mindful communication, what does it mean to you? Or do you feel like there is a definition behind it?
Thank you for emphasizing on what does it mean to you, Divya, because I don't know whether there's a universal definition to it, like mindfulness has one. Um, but what I have understood over the years is that communication being so key in terms of our interpersonal relationship and how we function, when it intersects with mindfulness, there's certain elements of mindfulness that come into play which can really add impact to communication, and they are really being in the present, so that you can listen to not just the words but the emotions, and being non-judgmental, which is also another beautiful aspect of mindfulness. That when you're listening, are we listening open-heartedly without judgment, being fully present rather than getting swept away? Curiosity, are we listening with curiosity? And I think another wonderful aspect that mindfulness brings to communication is regulation of emotions and stability, which comes with being in the present moment, which is not getting swept away.
Yes.
Acceptance, accepting views. So yeah, these key elements, being in the present moment, listening in a non-judgment way, staying curious and grounded, and regulating our emotions, staying in touch with our emotions also, like we respect the emotions of the person we're listening to. And what I have been aspiring to when it comes to mindful communication, Divya, is really owning what I say, and the choices that I'm making, because I think mindfulness has taught me that speaking brings with it, or communicating in any form brings with it, a privilege, also an opportunity to create an impact. Um, and I want to keep myself in check and not say that I didn't mean to say this. And when you're mindful and you're communicating mindfully, then you say what you mean. At least that's what I am aspiring for. um, and at the same time, again, the choice of staying silent, that hey, do I need to say something? Is Am I adding any value here? If not, then can I just listen? And I can also think of instances in the past where, in hindsight, I feel I should have said something. Why did I let it pass? And I think that's also an element that mindful communication has brought into my way of being in interactions. That okay, can I be so present that I don't miss any opportunity where I genuinely can add value, where there are certain you can add value, and where my values are in, where my values call upon me to say something, where it makes a difference. So that's been my journey with mindful communication and what it means to you. But what do you think? What do you say about these two aspects of speaking when it matters the most? Have there been any instances where you felt, um, you know, you may have let things pass, where it really mattered that you spoke up. I know that you really speak up, and having been in the same team, I know that, you really own your opinions and, speak up. But how has it been in the past?
Yeah, and that's been a journey of growth, I would say, for myself. And you're right, I resonate so much with the whole idea that mindful communication is not just listening non-judgmentally, looking at what is a person saying further or past those words and those emotions. But mindful communication, like you said, and I agree with, is that it also is a matter of choosing when you want to speak up or stay quiet, right? And you can choose when you want to do it, but choosing it in a way that it is authentic to who you are and your values as an individual. And it's definitely something that I still am learning to do, and I'm still growing with. But I think one of the most, I guess, memorable experiences for me was when I actually was in a one-on-one with my manager once. And he was giving me feedback, and it was, in my opinion, it was unfair feedback, because it was not just about me, it was about my team as well, who I was working with. And I still stayed silent. I didn't really defend my team. I didn't, and for me, I don't know, I justify it now saying I was so young, I didn't know what to say, that anything, but I just started sobbing during this one-on-one feedback meeting, which was probably not the best way to kind of take that conversation forward, because I never was able to take it forward and talk about the contribution of my team or anything like that there. The conversation ended because I was sobbing, and then that was it, right? But looking back, I wish I had known a little bit more about mindful communication at that time, because for me, standing true to to what I've done, standing up for my team, all of those are important values, and I wasn't able to live those values that day. And I still remember this, and it's more than, I think it's around 8-9 years now since this happened, so that's how memorable of a situation that was, which is why I agree so strongly with this whole element of mindful communication being not just about listening, but also being able to speak up and say things at the right time. Because otherwise, we also lose out on an opportunity to really help the other person understand a situation better, right? Or help them see a different perspective, because they obviously are saying things because they think it's right, but they might be wrong, and we are not giving them that opportunity to understand a whole picture or a holistic point of view. And it ties in so much with, I think, what Brené Brown talks about when she says having courageous conversations. Because it's not about being mean to someone or being rude or hurting someone, but it is being courageous enough to want them to also know the whole picture and understand the whole picture. So for me, mindful communication, I think it has been an evolution over the last few years. And the more you understand about mindfulness, the more you see the impact it makes in your own journey. I think you understand how effective it can be. And one of those areas I feel it can be really effective in is obviously leadership, right? Because communication is such a, I would say, the number one skill, and also the number one attribute that a leader needs to have, regardless. What are your thoughts around this, Manisha, in terms of how mindful communication really marries with this whole concept of leadership?
Yes. So what is established by, with a lot of research is that definitely communication has an impact on effective leadership. How mindfulness comes in is, I think it adds more dimension to the communication. Traditionally, in my opinion, it's been linear, which is it flows top down. I think when mindfulness comes in, it brings an openness, you know, in a leader to listen, and to really be so present that they observe what's happening around them. and how are they embodying the values that they have, set for their team, their organization? Are they living and breathing their mission, vision, and values? And given how, how much we are beginning to appreciate diverse opinions, it becomes all the more important that, that piece about acceptance and non-judgment and welcoming different opinions, bringing in intentionality to synthesize something out of those opinions. And I think that's where, mindfulness plays a key role in bringing oneself to that state of being where you can simultaneously do these things, of, keeping really that alignment, that intentionality with what you set out to do. And also just keeping that consistent throughout. And I think one conversation that both of us have been a part of was with Sunita, who was in one of our mentoring circles, when she spoke about Google and how, what the organizational goals are, trickle down so effectively across levels that in a survey, they're able to get consistently high scores across levels on understanding where they are headed, and the creation of that psychological safety that makes it an employer of choice. And I think that's that to me speaks a lot about mindfulness and communication and leadership.
You're so right, and I think consistently we've also seen that the most successful leaders and the most successful organizations also are able to really use communication in a mindful way, in a way that is both respectful of their employees, regardless of the geography that their employee might be in, but also is true to who they are as individuals or as an organization, who they are with their values and authentic to who they are. And there are so many successful leaders, I think, especially in these times, when for all of us, right, regardless of who you are, the world has changed, regardless of what country you live in, what your job might be. The world has changed for all of us, and we're all adjusting to this new way of living, new way of working, all of that. And in today's day and age, especially, mindful communication becomes so important, just to ensure that we all understand that we're in this together, and that we really can support each other through this process as well. Yeah, thank you for sharing your thoughts, Manisha. And I hope everyone who's been listening enjoys this video as much as we enjoy making them, because we love having these conscious coaching conversations with each other. And for us, it's also an opportunity to hear from all of you, because we'd love to know, what has your own experience been around communication, and specifically around mindful communication? What are certain things you wish you could learn a little bit more about? What are ways we can support you in this journey as well? Because we'd love to really be able to brainstorm, to discuss these topics with all of you. So do share your comments and thoughts in the comment box below. We'd love to hear any questions you might have about this topic as well. And yeah, we'll be back next month with another conscious coaching conversation. Take care, everyone. Thank you.